Okay, boo, boo, boo. Start over again. Yeah. Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Oliver Smith Jeweler was founded in 1982 by myself and my sister Susan, and has come quite a long way. In 2022, we find ourselves in Scottsdale on the main drag with a beautiful store, and we're expanding into another 1,000 square feet into this store. We're building a 500 square foot mezzanine that'll be done in a few months. And we have all kinds of different challenges that are coming our way. So this video production is going to be about what it takes to run a successful business in today's environment. Stay tuned. I hope you like it. So we've established that the wall where it goes through on the other side into the present store, and we have this beam that we have to deal with. There's always a beam that holds up the roof. So we have to make sure that that stays. So the spiral staircase is going to go here, and then we're going to punch out probably into the other space. But the problem is that it creates a lot of dust, and that can be a problem. Nobody wants to suck in a lot of dust. Nobody wants to buy diamonds when there's dust in the air. Doesn't work. We can take it down the last weekend and finish the floor underneath it, finish the roof above it, and then get the whole thing done. Or we build a fake wall on the other side. A lot to think about, a lot to work on.
And we haven't talked about the most important part yet. My office.
Your office.
Oh.
I knew this was going to come up.
How do we know? Let me think about how I want to say this really quick. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Smith. I am second generation here at Oliver Smith Jeweler. I have officially been in the family business for about 5 years. I was doing my own thing after college, worked in a couple different industries, and then the opportunity came for us to purchase a business in Aspen, Colorado. And my dad at the time said, hey, why don't you come out to Aspen and check it out? We can ski, have some fun. Little did I know it was a recruiting trip, but it worked out to be the perfect time. So I ended up officially joining the family business then.
The growth over the last few years has been tremendous for us because we entered this estate watch business in a big way. I started building a team to get us deeper and heavier into the estate watch business. And the first guy that I hired was Mr. George Reed.
I've been with Oliver for going on 5 years now. Before that, I was with a company called Tourneau for about 10 years as their CPO manager, their pre-owned manager, their vintage manager. We had a couple different names throughout the tenure. But coming up here to Oliver, I realized there was something kind of missing in the watch department, and I knew I could help.
The first time I interviewed him, for some reason, I wasn't that impressed. But my client came back to me and said, Oliver, what's wrong with you, man? That he's genius at watches. He knows everything. You have to hire this guy.
Here at OSJ, we do it a little bit differently. We carry plenty of new watches, but we also go more in depth into pre-owned, I think, than anybody else does. We take more risks, I think, than anybody else does. We pay more than anybody else does. I mean, that's really how this works. You have to sacrifice a little bit of margin to get the right product in, and then still be able to sell it at a price that's palatable to the end user as well. And I think that's important here too.
This week, new Daytonas, the 116528. This is the Paul Newman dial. It's from 2007, 40 millimeter. We're asking 60,000 on this guy. And then the yin to the yang, this is the reverse Paul Newman. This one's actually from 2013. Box and papers on this, and we're asking 58.5.
Watches like a Rolex Daytona were selling for $35,000 for a black dial new ceramic Daytona, and we could buy the watch for $32,000. So we decided to do it. Let's be happy with 10% there. We'll buy it for 32, we'll sell it for 35. And a lot of my friends in the jewelry business thought I was nuts because they said, you can't make a living that way. Well, if you sell one every week, you can make a living that way. And we discovered that it was really possible to be able to do that from our business standpoint.
So new, first and foremost, we're Panerai. We've been a Panerai dealer since you could be a Panerai dealer. Oliver, a really early adapter. Past year, we picked up Cartier. Completely psyched. I mean, it doesn't get better than being part of the Cartier family. Bremont, Parmigiani Fleurier, who I did Oliver's 40th anniversary piece with, Hermes, Blancpain, Jaeger, Roger Dubuis, another kind of small, not independent brand, but they act like one. I've been trying to find these brands that are doing everything right and just support the hell out of them. And we just picked up Moritz Grossman, which is a really cool, very, very small brand. So this is Moritz Grossman's Hamatic. Relatively plain, two-handed, time-only movement is they're automatic. So this whole thing serves as a pendulum one way and then the other way. Finish level is so good, I don't know why anybody else is even in the game. This is some of the finest craftsmanship I've ever seen. That's Moritz Grossman for you.
And the whole idea or the concept that Moritz Grossman also wrote, like an essay, is the construction of a simple but mechanically perfect watch. And so the understanding is a simple watch does not mean, okay, it's very basic, but let's say for the user it's easy to read, it's easy to handle, but for the watchmaker also easy to assemble and easy to service. And in order to achieve this, you need to have the mechanical perfection in the background, right?
Right.
So basically what we have is, for example, the winder and pusher mechanism is what we call it. So normally the watch, basically you're in winding mode, and if you want to set the hands, you pull out the crown. The crown is pulled back to the case by a spring, but the movement goes into time setting mode. Right? So now during the setting, movement is closed, so no dirt or humidity can enter the watch, which is benefiting the movement in the long-term run.
We have a lot of projects going on this year. We recently remodeled our Aspen boutique. We are expanding our current showroom in Scottsdale, adding another 1,000 square feet, all watches.
So here's the beam that we were talking about earlier. Now it's inside the temporary wall. We built the temporary wall. We finished that before we started the project, as you can see. And this is going to be the watchmaker's space. Super excited for Ben Lamb, my watchmaker, because he's worked so hard over the years and finally gets a spot to showcase his trade. And this is all going to be his space here. And then let's look upstairs for a second. Upstairs is going to be, there's two offices going in up there. This right office is for Elizabeth, and the left office is bookkeeper Amy, Tanya, and then the back is production studio for YouTube channel. And then this is the showroom. Panerai is going to go over here. And then we're going to have this kind of take-in desk here, and this is all going to be show space, George's desk, Ryan's desk. And today they were working on the iceberg ceiling. So really looking forward to this thing finishing up in a little bit.
2021, we celebrated our 40th year in business, which was an amazing accomplishment, especially being a small family-owned business. So we're well established in that way, but I really picture us more of like a startup mentality. We move fast, we love new ideas, and we adapt to the market. So a lot of what you're gonna see and in this video, in this series, is us moving quick, trying new ideas, and having fun along the way.